How's it going, everybody? Y'all doing all right? It has been one heck of a day. Got a lot of stuff done. Got even more things to do tomorrow. I'm super excited to see where year 2 is going to be. Hopefully similar to last time, we're going to be getting quite a few new patches, in theory, and a couple of new champs. How's it going, Herpoyo? So where we last left off is, this is probably because of my picks and bans, but we got reverse swept. Definitely because of my picks and bans, though it was amazing how the AI made one change. Like, I thought I had the dream team, but it turns out my dream team was missing one key champion in order for it to be as strong as it was in the late game, and that was Priest. And the AI was first picking to steal the Priest away from me, even though I was going Vampire's the strongest champ, I gotta take it. And then they first picked Priest, even though we got Ninja, the strongest early game champ, even though we got Ogre, the largest tank, even though we got Vampire, the strongest late game champ in the game. Didn't matter. The Priest's ultimate in the late game, the cooldown was too short, kept the entire team alive if it was properly protected, and we got reverse swept. It was, honestly, I'm a little sad about it, but it was awesome to see. So where are we going from here? We got a whole bunch of time to figure things out. First things first, we're going to be setting everyone's training plans to be exactly where they need to be. Whoever's currently low on stress, we're going to keep them low. Wiosna! Our main goal is I want people to be trained as good as possible. Wiosna, we're just going to play it safe and put them at 30, just so that way they get the best, because instead of having a 110% bonus, I'd rather them for 70%, I'd rather them have, well, hold on, let's just do some quick math. We're just gonna, we're just gonna do this. It's very simple math, really. We're just gonna 70 times 1.1 versus 65 times 1.2. I'd rather them be perfectly rested, because it'll be slightly better training, mathematically. So, we're gonna go ahead and just make it safe. Really, I need a lot of my champs to be smarter about positioning. They are stepping too far forward, or a lot of my players are stepping too far forward and are just putting themselves in a bad spot. So let's just look at each of our main current players. Kuzan, our main top laner. Amazing stats overall, and by amazing, like, compared to where they started, this is a massive improvement over the course of a year, despite us having, like, only a good coach for half the year. So Kuzan did pretty well. He's still got plenty of years to improve. We need Kuzan to be stepping into the front. Me and my ego. Yeah, there's a couple things that we have to figure out. So Kuzan, also positioning is just bad. Constantly stepping way far in the back. But also the fact that the aggression is low. I could also have this entire time spent flipping Kuzan to try to make them a support player. Because they're actually they're an okay support player? Well, no, not really. Their ego's too high. I think I'd rather them just become the best they could possibly be. 89% there. Right? 89? Yeah. 89% in judgment. I'm not too worried about last hitting and all that. We'll worry about those later. For now, it's when the team fights happen, I need them standing in the right spot. Especially since I do have control as a human being about what champs my guys play, and I can just give them champs that click the enemy target for their abilities. make sure that they always hit. So I'm not too worried about skill shot accuracy. The meta is not demanding that right now. Though Ogre, I am expecting to get nerfed in the next couple patches, but throughout the year. So we're just gonna focus on having Kuzan be the best positioning, the best judgment possible for now. Sean, our jungler. Sean has been doing amazing. Skill shot accuracy has gone all the way up to 46%. Are those skills good enough for me to just say Sean should focus on positioning and judgment as well? I think so. I think throughout the entire year, I just want my guys to be focusing on positioning and judgment for the most part. But let's talk about what naturally comes to him. His calls are not super great, so the more calls the player makes during the match, but the more whoever is gonna be making the most calls, I really need them to have the highest judgment possible. Roaming. He's the jungler. He needs maximum roaming. Aggression, I need him to be aggressive as a jungler. That is what I desire. And ego, all my players have a little bit too much ego. Sticks to their own judgment. So, since a lot of my players have high ego, they all need more judgment. Which is a little sad, but I need to make sure they're all doing the right thing. Cause I kind of have doing everything. He's mostly just focused on streaming just so he doesn't lose his skills. But more importantly, Wiosna. Turns out Wiosna is our mid laner that we're training up. Excellent on calling, so we need him to have more judgment as much as possible. But also, he's just standing... Like, all of my players, the biggest fault that's currently going on is they're standing in the wrong place at the start of a team fight. So they're being caught out. His roaming is low. I would love to have my mid laner to have high roaming. I do think it's beneficial to have your mid laner to be able to adjust and go, hey, my lane is fully pushed out. I should go top or I should go bots, do a gank, and woohoo, you know, win that. Aggression, for them being in the mid lane, he's actually got really good aggression level at 42, where I would want it at, and his ego's low. So the only thing that Wiosna is kind of missing is the roaming. So he is an excellent mid laner for us to have. We may want, because it also looks like he's missing a little bit of mid lane. So let's just do like 50-50 so we can finish getting that mid lane training. So he could be even better. Because I'm assuming that means that he's only at like 90% power. This is only a fraction of my power. Hurry, Pollo! You know you've done wrong. Alright, so... Hurry Pollo, low aggression, that's fine. I don't need him to have super high aggression. Roaming, low, that's also fine. Calls, low, that's also fine. Ego, it's way too high. I need my carry to be able to be with the rest of the team. So, since they have high ego, I need positioning and judgment. Hurry Pollo also needs training in bottom lane. So, because Hurry Pollo's only at 80% efficiency as a bottom laner. Alan! Is he my older one? He's the older one that's not gaining any more stats. He's the starter that we had that he did a pretty darn good job, and he still got good mental and focus. In fact, he actually was finishing everything up. The problem is Neeb, the bottom lane support player that I had gotten, turns out, to put it nicely, he's just garbage. Neeb is not a good player. So it's... Alan is too old, and he's not going to get any better. So he's as good as he's going to get. Neeb... I'm sorry, but Neeb's just bad. We need his positioning to be better. It's just... Everything about him. He has terrible conditioning. He stresses super easily. Turns out he just doesn't have the potential that should have... That I was actually expecting of him. So, I am going to have to consider... I don't know how it's going to work, so I'm just going to save right here. And I'm just going to click Proceed and see if it's just going to skip straight forward. Vampire got nerfed. That's fine. The Crisco fell at the final hurdle, but they proved their quality all season long. The disappointment will sting, but a run like this also raises expectations for the next season. The finals loss is no reason to tear the roster apart. The smarter move may be to identify exactly what fell short in the final match, then strengthen those areas for the season ahead. I full-heartedly agree. So, we're still at bottom tier of fan expectations. Earn promotion from Division 2 to Division 1! Fan satisfaction is satisfied, and we are now classified as top tier. In a Division 1, Pixel Rangers. That's amazing. Regulations. Vortex Vipers and Crisco get promoted, and Data Demons and Circuit Disruptors actually go back down. Awesome. Let's look at the schedule, see if this changes anything. Looks like the answer to that is no. Okay. Still nothing changed there. We're just going to save. We're going to go back to training. Personal training. Wiosna's still doing okay. Proceed. Gunner draws attention after buffs. Yeah, Gunner's still too slow. Might be good as a jungler. Well, he's still just too slow even as a jungler. Well, no, because junglers have increased movement speed throughout the jungle. He might actually just be good as a jungler now. Just a ranged jungler. Crisco's fan pool grows. This is exactly what we needed in order to improve our economic success. NA Division 1 is ending the season on a positive note. A season full of strong matches has helped widen the league's fan base. This should say NA Division 2. If the biggest matchups and player stories are carried forward well, this wave of attention can start turning into a loyal audience for next season. Weekly analysis, solo reports. Righty. Ogre reacts to the nerfs. Ogre has been confirmed as nerfed in the latest patch. I know, it said so in the patch notes. I'm not going to focus too much on those. Fan count is still the exact same. Yep, skip empty period is now available. So, Sean remains firmly loyal to Crisco. Fantastic. Seraph merchandise finds demand. Team power rankings. What are we marked as? 43. Oh, we got bumped down. That's still really good, though. I'm not going to worry too much about statistics and all that. I'm not going to worry too much about the game info, about like where champs are actually standing when it comes to how strong or how bad they are. Training, that should have had enough time for Wiosna to start doing a lot better. Fantastic. Neeb is doing the best when it comes to training. Positioning's doing a ton better. Okay. Sean's positioning has grown greatly. That's good. The other thing I may need to consider is scouting. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to save right here in front of the skip empty period. Return to game. Recruitment. All right, I'm just going to look to see if we have anybody available as free agents. Scouting list. Scouting dispatch. All right, we're specifically looking for North America. Max age, no more than 20. Positioning for support. Ego needs to be low. So we're just going to say no more than 50 on ego. Aggression, I also need no more than 50. Roaming, I actually prefer having supports that roam. And I would like for my support to also be the one to make calls. Well, so if they're going to have low ego, I guess it doesn't matter how good their calls are. Because if... I'd like to have 2 players kind of be dedicated to being the ones to make calls. So if I want my support to have low ego, they should also require to have low on calls of they go where the team needs them. But in order to do all of this, I need a... How long does it take to coaching staff? We're going to change you to a scout. Recruitment. Scout dispatch. All right, North America. Max age 20 years. Positioning support. Definitely not support material. I don't care about how good or how bad they are, but no more than 50 ego, no more than 50 aggression. Roaming, I want to be high. But calls, so if they have low ego, they're not going to be making a lot of calls as well. In theory. North America, positioning. I guess it doesn't matter if they are... already hired by people or not. Alright. So, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I don't want to save again. We're just going to proceed. Dispatch a scout to any world region of the first time and receive a candidate. Guard, currently on Impulse Force. View player info. And then again, Surgeon said extremely. Yeah, Guard has exactly what I need. My goodness. Candidate found for the current search. Proceed. Weekly training report. It's not as good with one less coach, but it'll be fine. And as a reminder for those who think I should just fire the players, it's going to cost the exact same amount of money to have them versus not have them, so I might as well have them stream to make a little bit of money. Or someone could buy them from me. They're not going to buy them from me, though, because when I started this save, it was at a time when the game goes, oh, they're 24 or older, tank all their stats to 1. So... I just really need my support player to stop being in the wrong spot and just dying. Because a defenseless support player that just gets caught out does nothing except feed like 5 kills. And that honestly was a big contributing factor to a lot of our game losses. Is a couple of my players that just have high ego just goes out and does their own thing and just dies. Actually, here's a question for, even though my current chat is low, but if anyone's watching this video, just leave the comments and I'll read it and reply to it. But does the number of players you have on the team affect how much training actually happens, or does it not matter? Like, if I had only 5 players on the team, would they get the same level of training as if I had 100 players on the team for my coaches? Because part of me thinks that it would make sense that the more players you have, the less effective it is. Though I don't think it should literally just be, well, it's 5, so divide by 5 versus 100 divided by 100. Scout conditions need adjustment. Be narrowing the candidate pool too much. Right. Recruitment. We're going to add him to the watch list. I may try to acquire this player. Because it does, even though, like, the game's going, your conditions are too narrow. Yes, I am looking for someone pretty much exactly like this player, though. So, we may end up acquiring this player and a coach. And that might be all we end up getting. We're going to continue to just proceed forward. I wish I could still go through certain menus. Oop, did we find someone? Income flow improves! Has brought in 607k over the last 30 days. If this momentum carries for another month or two, bigger decisions like facility upgrades or core player renewals could start to breathe a little easier. The key question is whether this income is short-term spike. It was probably because of the prize money, right? Schedule. Yeah, it was because of the prize money. Money! Though it is nice that we actually made a decent amount of money. So again, that gives us breathing room to get, like, maybe hire 2 people? I at least need another coach so I can continue to train my guys even better. I could also remove the calls condition. From my support player. Because, at least in my head, it's slightly different. Normally, you would want your support player to probably be the one calling the shots, because your support player in a real player team is focused more on the map and just making sure that the people, if they need assistance, can get assistance, because everyone else is focused on the core skills such as last hitting, harassing the enemy, and checking their immediate surroundings. Leosna remains firmly loyal. Fantastic. How's training been going for the past month? Sean has been getting a lot more positioning. Awesome. And Neeb is once again just stressed for no good reason. Bump that up to 30%. Recruitment Scouting dispatch. No, I think we're just going to continue. Just... because all the other stats you can train. But you can't train, you can't modify their call or their ego or anything like that. I would love to have the ability to modify it. You should, you still should just be able to specifically target a specific stats and increase or decrease it. Especially when it comes to their ego. Like, you need to do, you need to focus on the team plan or you're out. Seraph merchandise finds demand. Sean shows perspective growth. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, his judgment is just spiking upwards. That's awesome. So Sean naturally can have some good judgment. Facilitize. We've almost fully sold 1,000 gaming chairs, which means it's almost paid for itself. So in a little bit, it'll actually start making us some money. I know there's a skip empty period button, but just in case, I want to be making some adjustments, like stop the scout. I think I might just keep the scout going. It's not like the coach makes a massive difference. It does mean less training for my team. Also, I should have a just auto proceed button or proceed to certain dates, because like that would, or I guess that's what the skip empty period should be, like proceed to certain date. I am really hoping, though, that just training my team to have better positioning will have them be standing where they should a little bit better. In theory, it should, right? That's what positioning is all about, is being in the right spot at the right time. At least in regards to fights. That doesn't mean that they're going to actively be, you know, dodging skills or whatever, but... We're approaching the end of November. Alrighty. Scouting conditions need adjustment. Recruitment. We're just going to go ahead and cancel that dispatch for now. Coaching staff. Switch you over to a coach. We're just going to do this as honest man. I'm not going to undo any of that. So look at that. Kuzan. Oh my goodness. Look at his positioning and judgment. Oh, that's so much better now. 24-30, 23-26, 24-27, 34-23. Neeb is technically the one that should, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and proceed. What's happened? Weekly solo, sure. I think we're just going to wait until the start of next year, and then we're going to scout again. I'm assuming that, you know, this is just me making assumptions here. I'm assuming that it's not going to generate new candidates until the start of the new year. There's also, just, you know, this is for the game itself. There is workshop support, so you can mod the game. Seems to be pretty easy. A lot of people have been making mods for the game through the Steam Workshop. Part of me wants to create a couple of champions that I think would be interesting. But I would want to create, you know, something for my golem kind of character that seems to crop up into every single game I play. Maybe just to be my avatar or whatever. Crystal Golem. Money! Right? Hurry Poyo remains firmly loyal to Crisco. Thanks, Hurry Poyo. Weekly training report. Neeb is doing better positioning, judgment, mental, and focus. Neeb leads in the growth. Seraph merchandise finds demand. Yeah, we're just seeing the monthly profit just going up and up and up and up. Interesting. We're actually still making steady money. That's pretty good. Kazaa staff contract expires in 30 days. If the team plans to renew, check the terms before then. If no renewal is completed, the staff member will become a free agent and leave the team. I'll be fully honest, for 19K, it's better than nothing. Expects a minimum salary of only 1 year. We'll see about negotiating for renewal. Look, anything's better than nothing. They're asking for 38.2. No, you're not worth that much, buddy. Look, I'll at least do a minimal a small percentage increase. But, man, you're not worth 38. I was going to keep you for the same amount, but... $19.7 times 1.03. Look, we'll give you the... You're not worth that much. I had to hire a new coach to replace you. You have been replaced, mind you. If you want to stay a part of this team, if you want to stay a coach, you're gonna be having to agree to certain terms. You had failed to perform, meet certain expectations, so there's still a spot for you, but training. It's like, you know, we're talking, you know, this versus this. Massive difference. Rejected the contract renewal offer. Has made it clear that these terms are not acceptable. You can make another offer in 14 days. Wow. We might end up just losing him. I don't know. Do you guys actually think it's worth just keeping him? I think it's better off just letting him go. That gives me, I'd rather be spending that 38,000 on somebody else. So that, like, if he's expecting 38,000, no. That would be 38,000 that's being taken away from somebody else that actually is going to be impactful to the team. Of course, like, I also see his point of view of, if we're talking about modern day stuff, he definitely could not afford, he definitely could not afford, cost of living and all that for making 19K a year. Like, I know I couldn't, but, he's not worth 19K. Well, he's not worth 38K. What has he done that could possibly warrant 38,000? If I didn't learn that I could stack up coaches, I was just gonna remove them anyways, so. I think he's still worth 19, you know, as basically, like, with his qualities and skills, I would be treating him as, no, he's a part-time coach. Sorry, man. That's just the truth. That's the reality of the situation. Income flow improves. Nice. Wheelsno remains firmly loyal to Crisco. Yes. More good training. Who's on? Now has 42 judgment. Let's go. I'm really hoping I'm making the right decision about improving positioning and judgment. Only one way to tell. Or only one way to find out. Finances, yeah, they've been steadily going up. I should probably consider just making more Allen merchandise. I don't know. Coaching. I do want to attempt to negotiate for him to keep him, because it's better than nothing, but it's just, it's got to be cheap. I'm still waiting for my Crisco plushie. I mean, I could get a player, just name it Crisco, literally just for... you know what I could do? I can just, rename Seraph to Crisco. So that way, here's your Crisco this, here's your Crisco chair, here's your Crisco... So that way, it's more like team merchandise rather than player merchandise. I would love for the game to also have team merchandise available, because to me, that makes sense. That you could have player merchandise, but also you have merchandise for the team as a whole. Though, then you would ask, like, well, why would you be getting merchandise for the team as a whole and not just... why would you be getting it for the player instead of the team for the whole? But I don't know. I'm not a person that would buy that really buys merchandise. We're still... this stream has been like 30 minutes of just loading screen. Okay, we're on December the 20th. I mean, that's also what I get for saying I need the game to be making everything as detailed as possible, because it's still simulating all those solo queue games. I'm pretty certain, right? Patch notes. A new champion! It's another marksman! The Dancer. Ooh. Game rule adjustments? Oh, that's amazing! Average game time has been too long this season, so we're speeding up the pace. On kill gold has been increased. Assist gold has been increased. Gold per second. Ooh, that's gonna buff supports. Kill experience has been improved. Tower health has been reduced. That is the worst thing that I could have done. Just because a bunch of YouTubers do a collab doesn't mean you can't have favorites, right? Demon gets buffed. Ogre gets buffed again. Let's go. You could never remove the Ogre. Jiangshi gets nerfed. That's a huge bummer. Demon is currently the strongest champ, probably, with having such high attack. Ninja's base attack went down. We'll be redoing the tier list here in a moment. Priest got nerfed again. Ooh, the ultimate cooldown got nerfed. Anything else notable? Clown got buffed. Monk got buffed. Knight got buffed, but not really. Magic Knight got buffed, but... well, that's a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of a buff. Armor per level, health per level. Hammer didn't really get nerfed at all. Pole Warrior got nerfed. Okay. May benefit from the patch? Yes! Weekly training report. Neeb gets even better stats. Focus training helps Neeb. Yep. What am I thinking? I am wanting to... game info. Let's look at the Dancer. So Dancer, we knew, was a really strong marksman. Like the Vampire and like the Ogre, that could be a late game carry. Did that carry over from the first game to the second? First ability, Chakrams. Throw a Chakram at the enemy to deal 60 plus 100% of attack damage as physical damage. Ooh, that's strong. Each added Chakram increases skill damage by 10%. Oh, that's nasty. Ability from level 3. Each kill adds a Chakram to basic attacks. Max 10 damage reduces by 15% per extra Chakram hit. Fair enough, but still, that's really, really strong because you go from 100%, second Chakram is 185 total, and then it just scales, so. But still, that's a lot of damage. You just want Dancer to have as much flat damage as possible. Ultimate fires 4 plus stacks piercing Chakrams in a cone, dealing 20 plus 30% attack damage as physical damage. The Chakrams return at the end of their path, dealing an additional 40 plus 50% damage as physical damage. Awesome. So, but it also doesn't say they're removed. So I think the Dancer is still a strong attack damage carry. So you could make a full late game carry team. It is definitely possible. Knight draws attention after buff. Prisoner reacts to the nerf. Less health, less armor, less movement speed. Oh, that is horrible. I am also not looking forward to the fact that towers are weaker. economy patch reaction. Gold and experience flow have been adjusted again in this patch. Early fight rewards, the cost of losing lane, and the timing of scaling comps to come early online may all play out differently now. It may be worth testing early fight rewards and key level timings again in scrims, then tracking the gap that opens after the first fight. Alright, well, we're gonna attempt one more time. But I'm not re-signing him for 38,000. What is the bare minimum I'm okay with for him? Maybe just 24. Rule patch key changes. Game length. Yep. Talks break down. He rejected the contract renewal. The terms are not acceptable. That's hilarious. All right. Well, you're lost, bud. Weekly training reports. Kuzan improves judgments even further. All right, we're going to be down a coach. Means a little bit more money for us. I think I know if people are saying, hey, this isn't impossible enough, restart, what I would do to modify the rules and all that. Hurry Poyo is still firmly loyal. Seraph merchandise is just flying off the shelves. That is so much money we're making. Let's look at the roster. Alan, how much longer do we have you for? We have you until 2028. I went to look at the actual calendar on my computer. We've got him for another 2 years. Transfer window is open. You can sign players freely until 2/2. Alrighty. First things first, let's look at coaches. Filter. Oops. Confirm. Yes, staff. Alrighty. Free agents only. We got a few. Where is... So there he is. I'm curious if he's going to end up... Add staff to watch list. I'm just curious if he's going to find a position on a team. Because he ain't worth his... He ain't worth his... dollar. Pretty certain there was... Alrighty, so Nenris here. Looks like... Also, what day are we on? Alright, we're on the first day of the second year. Again, I'm just gonna save. Finance, adjust budget. We have about 500-ish, give or take, for recruitment. So that actually might give us enough for like 3 people. Dude might need to look into unemployment. I mean, he quit, so you don't collect unemployment pay when you quit. That's not how that works. He should have taken the offer. Rip, I know, right? I mostly care about someone with really high coaching, but what about just a good coach? Well, not you. Yeah, this guy's just a good coach. This guy's also just a good coach. Because someone who's specifically just a good coach will have lower stats, which means it's easier to pick them up. What about... Alright, so filter, free agents only. Let's just position... What about a scout? Negotiation, high ability analysis. Let's just pick up somebody who's going to be the best scout possible. Sora here. For 125. As long as possible. Because it exceeds the budget range. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to go to records, statistics, teams. Arctic Wolves, request practice match. We're just going to save. So I'd rather have somebody with the highest, we're gonna add them to the watch list. And then... just the best coach possible. I don't even know if he's going to end up getting hired. I will be very surprised if he actually ends up getting hired. Alrighty. But let's also... Here, let's recruit negotiation. Remaining salary budget. Interesting. Oh! Finance. Okay, adjust budget. We're gonna put this to like... Okay, so I can get, like, 1. What is more important? Yeah, because we have somebody that's kind of just mediocre on negotiations. Which is fine. Interested. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of this analyst. We don't really need an analyst. Problem X would be more affordable. I feel like I should try to get Sora, just so that way I have better negotiating power. Right? I don't know if that's how that works. Or should I say it's not worth it, just get one better coach, like, Pato 1G. Pato 1G is probably outside my budget. It's not. Or free. Let's look at for players. Because guard fits every single role I'm kind of looking for. We're going to go ahead and get rid of you. All right. We're going to look support free agents only. Gonna put calls. I need to be no more than 50. Roaming, I want 50 to be the minimum. Aggression, I don't want him very aggressive. And ego, I don't want them very ego. Or very, So the 3 players that exist. What new players exist out there? I think all of these that have, like, 0 info. I don't know. Let's try getting the coach first. Recruitment. Interested. Coaches. Padawan G. Playing for 133. So we're now at the point where everyone's going to be trying to scavenge for the new players that have potential. Koba remains a name on the market, still standing in the market even this deep into the transfer window. And by this deep, we mean 1 day in. If the terms are right, they could be worth considering. Only the decision comes up before the race really heats up. Managing Pagu's psychological pressure. Pagu's stress level indicator is notably higher than usual. A light training load. I don't care too much about his stress. I will improve his loyalty. Currently with the Phantom Warlords. Okay, so the game lied to me. Koba. Oh wow, those are just some really good stats. HVOC Corps, exploring a deal. Ooh, absolutely gonna accept a scrim request. Schedule. We definitely also want to go ahead and make one for tomorrow. Statistics. Request practice match. We are gonna just want to do a whole bunch of training matches. Maybe we should be calling you guys Chris Colt instead. Alrighty. Time to go to the stadium. So here's how everybody ended up doing. We're going to go ahead and swap Neeb in. Neeb actually is probably just better than Alan at this point. Haripoyo is a lot better in positioning and judgment. Wiosna also better in positioning and judgment, but the ones that stood out the most in the training is Sean, now at 30-37, and Kuzan at 38-44, exactly where they need to be. Well, not exactly where they need to be. They still need to be way higher, but I need another coach. Oops, we actually have been going this entire time without sound effects. There you go. Alright, is that better, everybody? What are we banning? You know what? I want to ban Pyro. I don't want the AI picking that. We're also going to just ban Shadowmancer. Gunner got banned. Of course, Gunner got banned. Alright, they picked Dancer, so I'm going to pick the Boomerang Hunter. I just want to see it. And I'm going to grab Demon. I think Demon is very strong. They grab Lancer. They grab Hunter. I'm just going to play around with Priest. Probably should have grabbed Monk. Mid laners. Vampires in a very much weakened state. I didn't realize Vampire got nerfed. Oh, goodness. I should have looked more. I thought we were going to have one more patch notes before the games actually began. Vampire's actually really weak now. Oh my goodness. Pyro's actually strong now compared to... who's somebody that needs a lot of levels? Does it have to be... She's still in an okay spot. We'll just grab Ice Mage. It's a comfort pick. They grab a Gambler. They grab a Sniper. Ogre's super slow at 54 move speed. That's actually the thing that kind of kills Ogre, is Ogre's too slow. Knights is actually just really strong. Grab Jiangxi. Why not? Okay, we're just gonna try this out. Flexible to join. I need Sean to focus on counter jungling. Alright, personal items. Kuzan. Just gonna go with the magic, followed by... Actually, no. Defense. Just defense health. Magic resist. We'll just go with a very typical tank. Sean, I think, has enough attack damage to just win everything kind of for free, so I want more attack speed, because that also gives more movement speed. Followed by health, followed by attack damage, because, I mean, the main thing is for Demon to be able to tank. Do they have any ability power? No, 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 and no. Health is kind of in a lower state right now. 137 plus 68. No, I think we still need the flat attack damage followed by the... Because that'll give us lifesteal. And then just health and attack speed. We always know with Ice Mage, Magic. It's gotta be health, Magic, health, Magic. Hurry Poyo! Boomerang Hunter. This one throws a boomerang in a straight line, dealing extra damage. I honestly feel like Boomerang Hunter is a champ that will benefit from attack speed first. Followed by attack damage. And then just more attack speed. Straight line. Yeah, magic, magic, magic. Objective setup, group up. Okay. So... this is a game that we mostly are wanting to see how the main differences between these go. So Neeb and Hurry Poyo, they're still kind of low on their positioning, but I'm hoping Neeb's not going to be rushing as far forward anymore. Neeb is actually still playing very aggressively and is focusing on taking care of the enemies. Oh, the counter juggling. Oh my goodness. Boomerang Hunter retreats. Kuzan's kind of losing this top lane. Not by a ton, though. Boomerang Hunter is doing alright. But you hear that... that is a lot of damage being done in a short amount of time. F4 to watch Hurry Poyo specifically. Neeb is too far forward. They are doing better about positioning, though. Could be better. Oh, good. Neeb is retreating instead of pushing forward like he typically does. Oh, now he's pushing forward. Oh, well, he's doing better. Boyo's getting jumped on. Oh, Sean's gonna die. Oh! Sean lives. Honestly, it's fine that we lost Serpent there. What's the range of the Boomerang Hunter? Range is 60. A beautiful gank by Sean. Oh, barely misses. Oh, but still secures the kill. Sean has been improving drastically. Boyo's going back to buy. Also, is going to get that crit strike. How's top lane going? I'm really curious why they would send... I think they sent Dancer just so that way it might have a better chance against my top laner. Which, yeah, it's clearly winning in this kind of exchange, sure. Hurry Boyo's playing so much smarter. Neeb, get out! Oh, Neeb. Ah! Honestly, that was just a really good gank. That was a really good engagement on their part. I wouldn't even say Priest was too far overextended, though Priest did got caught out, so it's definitely in the wrong place, but honestly, was in a better spot. Buzon's still retreating, so I'm not seeing an improvement when it comes to that. Sean, help. Get up there and help. Sean, what are you thinking? That definitely could have been a double kill right there. Run up there, ulti, push him into the tower, double kill. We get Serpent, they get Morgard. We're just gonna fast forward. Hurry Boyo is tanking the minion wave. That's pretty dumb. Dead Hunter. Sean missed the ultimate. That's an AoE around him. Dang, Sean is not grouping up. Sean is just avoiding fights. Why is it that I improved their judgment? Now they seem to be playing a little dumber? Like, they're playing too cautiously. There's so many instances there that they should have won. They threw away a lot of the early leads. Oh well. I mean, not the end of the world, but I am a little frustrated with that. Offers are pouring in for this player. Why? He's a support. I mean, theory could be really good. He's got good positioning and judgment, but with low calls and low ego, that's not going to matter at all. And he's got good potential. I don't think he's worth fighting for, though. Alright, we're gonna play against Flux Shadow. Let's just ban Ninja. I'm also gonna just ban Swordsman. I just don't want to play against it. They take the Demon. Well, I want to play with Dancer. So I'm picking Dancer. What about Monk? I'll grab Monk for a bottom lane. They grab Lancer, they grab Jiangxi. Cavalry has been nerfed, by the way, into Oblivion. 65 base attack. He's still got insane movement speed, though, but... Cavalry's, quite a fast glass cannon. I don't know how I feel about that. Could go with Fighter for top lane. Meh. I could also do Prisoner top lane. Oh, Prisoner's so slow. Let's do Berserker top lane. Also, Berserker could technically work for jungle, still. We're gonna do Shadowmancer mid. They have so much attack damage. I just need somebody else that is okay with getting armor. There's Night. What is the character? Either that or I just go with extra burst. With Clown. I don't know, I could also just do a really... something really dumb, just go with Vampire for jungle. Let's grab the Vampire. Right, mid lane. Support that. Okay, so Vampire will be allowed to spam his ability freely in the jungle. But Vampire will have health regen if I send him top. Whereas Berserker... I think this actually would be better. Surely the jungle will shield him from the stun, right? I want him to just focus on ganking. Okay. 1-3-1 split. Poke, maintain distance. I want them both to focus on defense first. And then Berserker can get attack damage afterwards. And then followed by getting health. And then Vampire will be able to get defense first, followed by health, and then I guess just magic for more damage if we end up getting there. Hurry Pollo! Attack damage. Attack speed. Attack damage. Alrighty. Main goal is for Kuzan to be able to get as much stacks as possible and then become unkillable. Oh, an early gank. Leozna's way too far forward. They should recognize that there's 3 of them there versus 1 archer. Repollo's actually doing a good job positioning-wise. Which is interesting, because it's literally just 1 point higher. Oh, please! Neve, you missed! They destroyed my middle turret, but we got Serpent. Aw, Kuzan died. Top lane. See, with how far up Demon is, Sean should absolutely be... What are you doing? Going in for a gank right there. Sean, you need to go and assist. Sean! Demon might just have to be a auto pick or ban right now. Neeb wants to fight the demon. Don't go under the turret, though. Dancer's the wrong champ for Hurry Pollo, because Hurry Pollo's constantly doing their own thing. That demon is too fed. Is that a stack for Hurry Pollo? Ooh, flawless execution, though. 0 kills for Hurry Pollo, though. How exciting the Archer is, attempting to solo Serpent. Blaming on the AD. That's true. I also need to consider the fact that... Ah! Hurry Pollo got destroyed by that Archer ulti. That's a shame. Fast forward. As a dead Shadowmancer. Return to form. Who's on picking up a kill? Oh, Hurry Pollo got picked out. Alright, at this point, I think my team's just unkillable. Yes! Shadowmancer landed the ulti. Oh, that's a dead berserker. Hurry, Poyo, come on, you can use some kills! Dang. Wow, they'd rather chase my team all the way to the other side of the map than finish the objective. Well, I know what strategy they're going with. Get him, Sean! Get him! Oh, one more hit! Yes, I'm so glad they turned around. That gunner's just... Dancer still has 0 kills. Dance around Serpent. That's a dead Dancer again. Monk needs to just keep running. Oh my gosh. My... Oh, that is bad. Hey, but my team got the, Serpent. So that's 2 for 2 on that. Wow, this game is so neck and neck. Hurry got caught out. It's still Hurry Poyo doing their own thing. Oh. That's it. Alrighty. Poyo needs a different champ than that. 0.5.7. The 0 kills on Dancer is the most useless thing ever. I'm gonna make sure that we still have more practice matches. There we go. Alright, weekly training report. And Kuzan shows the best growth. Ooh. Judgment, skill shot, accuracy, and mental. Wait, I'm split training you? Kuzan, you're getting trained in different things? Interesting. He got a point in mental. And a point of skill shot. Failure management. Well, so if I really want Hurry Puyo, because if Hurry Puyo is going to do their own thing, I need them to be fast. We gotta sometimes play around our players as well. So we look at our ranged characters. The fastest one, I mean, they're all equally slow. I could also choose somebody melee. Swordsman's currently in a nervous state. Try just give him Hurry Puyo Hunter again. I do also want to Is there actually just something I don't want to play against? I think Gunner's just bad. I'm just gonna ban the Gunner. I don't want to play against it. We're just gonna first pick Demon. They grab Ice Mage, they grab the Lancer. I'm gonna grab Hunter. And then Priest for support, because Priest is actually still in a pretty good spot. Dancer. Slash enemy with a hook. Mostly just need a top laner. I think Ogre top lane is dead. find it interesting that my game is in a mostly fully nerfed state. Somebody could clear. I think it's still just Hammerer. Might just be Hammerer's the new best top laner. Definitely just needs defense, followed by health, followed by defense. No, I think attack speed's going to be more beneficial. Attack speed, health arm, then attack damage. And then Kuzan actually just needs maximum defensive stats. Focus on counter jungling. Alright. Oh yeah. Look how fast that clears. Demon clears a little bit faster than Lancer does. He got so much range on me. Get him, Hurtboil! Yeah! First blood. Baiting enemy stump jungle. Sean, I need you to know just how blind you are and how upset I am. Really? Neeb secures the kill. Sean, you need to initiate. Sean, you need to pull somebody in and initiate. Or they're just gonna all die. Dancer has another chakram. Wow, Sean is just completely underperforming. They could have scored a double kill right there and then brought it down to 3 versus 3, but... Oh, that dancer has 5 kills. Well, that's a shame. I mean, I kind of put my team in a bad position with the picks and bans. I have 0 range. I have all in assassins, and they just poke me to death. And I have a character like Ice Mage in order to protect everybody. Their Chakram Dancer does a lot of damage just with one attack. 804. Max 10. Yeah, that ain't... Chakram Dancer is going to be pretty strong. In the right hands, but not mine. Has presented their terms for joining the team. I don't even think I can afford you at this rate. Financing, just budget. So if I put everything into the salary, they're asking for like max. You're not worth more than my head coach. Oh, no. It was just a really good coach. Gosh. He actually kind of is better than my head coach. Okay. Also, we're gonna team stats. Arctic Wolves, Quest practice match. Zenith Spark. Absolutely gotta play against more. Neve is doing poorly. Well, hopefully with an extra coach, we can train our players a lot better. I'm just gonna get rid of Gunner. I don't want to play against Gunner. I don't want to play against Sniper. We'll take the archer. They get ogre. I'm gonna take Lancer for the top lane. Well, I'll take Lancer and Vampire. Lancer, we know, can actually do an okay job at jungle. I think I actually need to take Shadowmancer as well. And then we need a support. I'm taking Ogre for bottom lane, I think. I could just try to be safe and put Lancer in the bottom lane. That way Ogre jungle? Like... That's hilarious. Magic, health. Probably defense. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Neeb's dead. Ogre has 3 stacks. Maybe could have turned that around. That was a 4v5. Their ogre's at 11 stacks. Hurry, boy, you missed. Oof. Oh, the burst from Pyro and all that. Oh, Horipoyo barely got killed there. We are also in a very much stronger league. There's a good chance we're just gonna get a demoted this season. So my main goal is to... Oh, the initiation. Barely. My team won the fight this time. Oh my goodness. Also, their team was split up, so... Vampire does no good when ganged up on like that. Hurry, Pollo. Why are you trying to solo? Their team is doing a good job just split pushing. Her Pollo went 2-0-6 in that. Alrighty. Nomaz is drawing transfer interest. What kind of player is he? I don't know. Okay. So, pretty much at this current state, we're going to have to keep doing some more experimenting. But let's just do a quick guesstimates of where everybody's sitting. Demon is S tier. Just does way too much. Clown? Did Clown receive a buff? Hold on. Let's... Game info patch. So, Clown actually received a buff. Clown's really strong right now. Clown was already really strong. Clown's gonna even be more strong now. Especially with that increased base health. So these are the two main patches that end up happening is all of that. So let's just go back to champ info. Oops, wrong thing. Assassins, Clown. I don't think Clown is S tier, but it's definitely A. Ninja is still strong. But if you're playing Ninja, why are you not playing Clown? Ninja is fast, though. I think Hunter, compared to the other Assassins, is kind of just C tier right now. Right now, if you want somebody that kills, you need somebody that has just strong base attack damage. For supports, we're still to R3. I think Priest is still the strongest. Supports are in a weird position right now. Mages. Oddly enough, Vampire is still strong. I think the tier list for mages is actually still the same. I think Ice Mage still serves the purpose of it. She's strong late game, and she's got very strong crowd control. Shadowmancer is excellent at I think Shadowmancer is actually kind of just B tier right now. Shadowmancer just doesn't do enough for clearing the waves. And Vampire always has that late game scaling. Ranged. Boomerang Hunter, I don't think is S tier. Need to experiment with it more. The AI is really focused a lot on Gunner. I think Gunner, right now, because of a lot of champions are moving slower, Gunner's just in a strong position where when everybody moves slow, nobody moves slow. Probably A tier. But I think it's going to revolve around Dancer. Of, can you feed the Dancer the kills? And in theory, that should be possible. Like, maybe Dancer Executioner? I could see a Dancer Executioner lane happening. Sniper is always going to be strong. Honestly, I think all the attack damage characters are just strong right now. You're kind of always required, no matter what, to have one. There isn't really any... I don't know. I need to try Boomerang Hunter again, but this time going with actual attack damage. And Sniper's always good, where she starts off weak, but if you can get her leveled up, and you protect her, she's always just going to be strong. So just, all these ranged characters are always going to be strong. Melee characters. Berserker. I wanted to give Berserker a chance. I feel like the possibility of Berserker is there. It's just Berserker... I don't know. Berserker's just in an awkward position where he just doesn't do enough attack damage and he doesn't properly tank, so I think he's still stuck at D tier of really unplayable. Cavalry starts off... He's fast. You can still build him the same. It's just not going to be as dominating as he used to be. But I'm probably going to say C tier of, you could definitely make a build work with him. Dual Blader. I forgot Dual Blader actually got such high increased base attack damage. Dual Blader actually might be... Well, but Dual Blader is slow. The fact that she's slow, though, is not good. Executioner, I think, is going to be vital. Champions are a lot slower right now, so... I haven't seen them get played yet. But I would like to say that Executioner is going to be S tier, just because since the opposing champs are slow, he's going to be good. Fighter right now, since everybody's kind of in a weird, awkward weekend state, what I need to do is I need to just take the time to put all of the current champions I have and their stats into a spreadsheet, so that way I can actually see who's got the highest of which stats, who's got the highest of late levels and all that, because it's nice to see this, but I need it in a form of a spreadsheet so I can organize it and, okay, see who's the strongest of which thing. Hammerer is not S tier, but is definitely A tier. He keeps Ogre in check. But I would like to say, just notice that last game, Ogre really didn't do much. Right now, it's actually really easy to counterpick it to Ogre. Ogre is also really, really slow. I think Ogre's just B tier of the possibility. potential of Ogre to be really, really strong is still there. But, since he's so slow and he starts off with no health, I mean, you might be able to build him as a support, but he's a lot better if he actually can get items, so he's actually tanky. So I don't like Ogre as support. So Jiangshi is, I would say, in a balanced state. 8, we definitely saw, is pretty strong in the team fights. But for some reason, a lot of players, when they just ulti, they just run away. When Jiangshi really just needs to run into the center of the enemy team. I think the attack damage is high enough where you could just start off, you could just go AP Jiangshi. I think it's possible, but with multiple ranged characters included into the meta, I am expecting the AI to pick a lot more ranged characters for lanes like top lane. And right now, Jiangshi's stats are too low when it comes to like health and whatnot. Health and armor is just currently too low for Jiangshi to be okay only building for the ability power. So that way they win in team fights. I think they're going to suffer too much in the early game. So building it as a normal tank is still fine. And can still do well, but it's not going to do as well as I would like for it to. Knight, in theory, should be really, really strong right now. But with the amount of poke that's currently in the meta, or that's currently in the pool, despite Knight having such strong stats, it's so awkward that Knight has such strong stats, but yet still weak. There's got to be a way we can sneak Knight into a position, right? Like, could I send Knight top lane? I don't think so, right? I don't think we can have top lane Knight. I think top lane Knight just loses, auto loses. They can't get any creep score, and then they can't get anything. Because you would be building armor first with top lane Knight, but then Knight just can't get anything there. So you really just need Knight as support. Lancer is probably S tier. High base damage, high base health. So despite being slower, the extra mobility from dash and then charge is it's really strong. So Executioner is probably more A tier than S tier. Lancer is definitely that. Magic Knight. Magic Knight's in a weird spot. We already talked about Ogre. Pole Warrior. Pole Warrior doesn't have enough damage, but does have high base health. But is faster, so I think Pole Warrior is, because it still has pretty decent wave clear if you start off with attack damage, and then build her tanky later. Should be fine. Prisoner, high base damage, but low base everything else, and is just too slow. I don't even know if he's B tier. I think he's kind of in a dead position right now. We're gonna put him at, label him a C tier. And Swordsman, high base health, okay-ish attack. I'm gonna say B tier. He's got really good movement speed compared to, like, you know, a lot of other champs right now. So I don't know. It's just everything's kind of awkward. Maybe next stream that I do, I'm gonna make that spreadsheet that I said I'm gonna make, and that way it'll be easier for us to go how are certain champs doing compared to each other when it comes to like health and whatnot. How are our current main characters doing? Kuzan! It's 45 Judgment. Our players are playing as if they're a little bit smarter, so the positioning and judgment training is definitely doing something. But, like, Sean now seems to kind of just be extra afraid, and I'm not happy with that. I don't like the fact that Sean is just sitting back going, eh. So I'm not happy about that. Pollo's always just doing their own thing, so we gotta increase that judgment as quickly as possible. So that way they, at least when they're doing their own, making their own decisions, they're at least gonna make the right call. And Neeb, again, is just... I'm gonna save just to see if... I'm gonna save, and then we're gonna move forward. Do I have... one day? Oh no, it's gonna be a match. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. It's not gonna be a good season. I don't know what to do. We don't really have the right kind of champs to deal with this potential meta. Maybe I gotta go focus Clown Jungle. Maybe we just ban Demon, go Clown. Because I need somebody that's going to just delete the backline. Also, maybe prioritize getting snipers so we outrange the enemy. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. If you have ideas or feedback, leave it in the comments. I do read them, and I try to reply. I don't get a lot of people mentioning stuff. Thank you all so much for tuning on in. Relax, and have a good one.